Hello, I'm Beryl Dakers. Welcome to Palmetto Scene. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit home here in early March, our entire way of life was disrupted. Suddenly, everything changed and a new normal had to be adopted in our homes, our jobs, our places of worship, and our education community. In this program, we'll take a look at how quickly and how effectively the higher education community of the upstate reacted to ensure a smooth transition to this new normal for its students.
At USC Upstate, we've faced tremendous challenges over the past few weeks. We've seen theater productions be canceled, musical productions be canceled, spring sports suspended. We've seen commencement be suspended, and it was all very sudden. Our students left for spring break, and as that happened, the world changed. At USC Upstate, we have responded very well. We have an incredible campus community, and while people are disappointed, we have risen to the challenges we're facing, and we've responded very positively, and I'm very heartened by that. We've moved to complete online learning for the remainder of the semester. The feedback we've had has been positive. It's been a largely successful transition from my view, and I think that's a testament to not only the flexibility of our student body, but also the tremendous work that the faculty has put in to get to this point. No one expected to transition to online in the face of a pandemic, but over the past several years, our faculty has been preparing to move online, and our IT staff as well have done incredible work to support that. So we were ready for this circumstance.
At Spartanburg Community College, we have a number of challenges we're facing. One of those is the speed at which you have to adapt. You get information and you have to move very, very quickly. We have over 4,000 students, several hundred faculty and staff finding out what the key issues are for them and getting information to them in a timely fashion is a challenge in and of itself. Spartanburg Community College has responded by moving most of our classes to online and virtual and alternative methods of instruction. Now that sounds like an easy task. You hear it all the time on television, such and such a college is moving online. But when you are a comprehensive technical and community college, there are challenges. We have health science programs here at Spartanburg Community College that require clinical access for our students. In other words, they have to go to hospitals or doctor's office and perform functions. They don't have access at this time, rightfully so. We're protecting their health. But that does make it difficult for programs like welding, say, or for process control, which you can see here in the back room. The students at some point have to actually manually demonstrate their competencies and actually access the machinery to do so. So we are teaching them as much as we can online and in alternative fashions, but we are having to plan for the future when and if we can get people back on campus in smaller groups or full classes. When that time comes, then we will have to catch our students up in those programs. Spartanburg Community College also has a large number of partners. We have a large number of dual enrollment students, in other words, students who are enrolled in high school and college, so we have to coordinate our activities with the school districts. We have early colleges that had been running on our campuses, and again, we're having to coordinate with the school districts. We have a large number of business partners that we coordinate with. And so those are kind of special challenges for us to manage as a college.
At Wofford, I think the most important challenge we face and are facing is ensuring the well-being and safety of students, staff, faculty, everyone here on the campus. The second challenge, I think, is the pedagogical one, the instructional one. That is, if we find ourselves kind of forced into a situation where we must do remote teaching, instruction, then ensuring that the students have access to technology, ensuring that the faculty are well prepared and they are working on their remote instructional technologies as we speak, then making sure that our students, and in particular our seniors, are hopefully able to have the kind of end of year, academic year, or end of Wofford College career experience that they deserve. I think, first of all, everyone understands this is a most extraordinary and unique circumstance. So there's a lot of compassion on this campus, and there's a lot of flexibility on this campus. So students are eager to come back. They're eager to carry on with their education. Faculty are eager to deliver it, but we're all in uncharted territory, as it were, for a residential liberal arts college like Wofford.
I know this is a very challenging time, and it's very unexpected, and when you run into unexpected circumstances, it's difficult. You feel uncertain, but please know that you have an entire community behind you to support you. And if there's anything we can do, let's keep our lines of communication open, because some challenges that seem hard, if not impossible to overcome, can be resolved if we put our heads together and come up with solutions.
When a Charlotte high school student heard her father, a doctor, complain about a shortage of face masks at his hospital, she became concerned for his safety, especially knowing he treated patients possibly affected by the virus. She reached out to Tom Dubick, one of her instructors at Charlotte Latin High School, to see if it were possible for them to create something to assist. Well, Mr. Dubick took on the challenge, and thus Charlotte Medi, serving healthcare workers throughout the Carolinas, was born.
Charlotte Medi is a group of community volunteers that have stepped up really to help out with the challenge, creating face shields and other protective equipment for local hospital workers. So we started about two and a half weeks ago or so with a request from a doctor. The daughter of the doctor went to Charlotte Latin, and her dad came home and complained about a lack of protective equipment for his staff. So she, being a student of engineering at Charlotte Latin, called up the engineering director there, Tom Dubick, and started this ball in motion.
So I then asked other engineering teachers at my school to assist. And then very shortly after that, we reached out to UNC Charlotte and Dr. Fagan, and then the community at large, all the local maker community, and sprung into action. So what we did is we started first working on a mask that goes up close to your face, and then a shield. Talking to the doctors, we pivoted pretty quickly to, hey, we can make shields. We can make them fast. We started 3D printing them. And then once we felt pretty good about our design, went and got in touch with the local injection molding companies. So that's this kind right here. See how that is? That's injection molding. The difference is this visor, if you wanted 4 of these visors in a 3D printer, it would take you about 8 hours. This takes 4 of them in a minute. So we went from brand new, starting from 0 to 20,000 masks in about 20 days. If you've noticed in this pandemic, people are all just stepping up everywhere. Charlotte Latin moms were busy putting these things together. So we'd get them cut and made, and then they would take them from mom to mom and family, and when they would put them together.
The Charlotte community has really stepped up and really offered services, time, money, people to really focus on this. It started off with the actual injection molding. Don't really know how to do that, don't really know what the process is. Texon Plastics was able to step up and really help with that quickly. We had CLT Air donated a warehouse to us and trucking services to pick up the large quantities from the injection molding back to the warehouse. 2U Laundry was fantastic because we had that last mile distribution. We had all of the components coming into our warehouse, assembly, packaging, and now we had to get it out to 50, 100 different locations. And I said, we're a small team. That would have taken us days and days to do. So companies like 2U Laundry stepped up who have logistics covered. That's what they do. They deliver. They have a fleet of vans out there. So the ability to just call them up, and before I even finish asking the question, they were like, absolutely, how can I help?
One of our core values at 2U Laundry is do good while doing well. And so we were ecstatic at this opportunity to help another local Charlotte group that's producing something that's going to potentially even save lives for others in the Charlotte community.
Their response to this, if you will, was we were looking for a way to help. that has been a resounding kind of comment we've had. If people want to help, and as I said, giving money is fantastic, but people want to feel like they're doing more. They want to be able to be hands-on and help how they can. Walking up to a doctor and handing him a face shield, walking up to a healthcare worker and seeing the look on their face is that now they are protected. They can continue to do their job. The thank yous, the compliments, everything that we've had from doctors is what makes it all worth it.
You can't even imagine how much this is appreciated. It's getting busy out there.
Here's a quick quiz for you. What's 6 feet 2 inches tall, over 300 pounds, and loves educating children? The answer: two very extraordinary former pro football players who've dedicated their lives to teaching kids that they can be more than just a chicken.
We're going to talk about these 3 skills over and over again today. And I need you to repeat them after me. The first skill we're talking about is reading. Second is writing. Third is speaking. First one is second is third is those 3 skills we're going to show you how to get better at and get really, really proficient.
Eventually, you know, sports ends for us all, and that's one of the messages we always love to share with the kids because, you know, the transition, using your physical body, all those things is going to end for us. Grew up with the son of a teacher, always had ideas with Preston way back in 2010 when I was still kind of playing in the NFL, and came up with some different ideas for books and got the idea to try to be an author and put those things together, and we're like, this might be something we can do. But our first books that we wrote were terrible, as all things are. Kind of like the first time I ever played football, it was terrible. But just like with anything, it got better and better. And I think through all of that, it kind of helps us with the message with the kids about, you know, not being good at something, going through the process and having that growth mindset to try to achieve anything.
If I want to get better at reading, what should I do? Read. Duh. If I want to get better at writing, what should I do?
I just never had it in my mind that I only had to play sports. You know, I always just think my mother, she would say, you're going to grow up, you're not going to be no dumb jock. And that's just something that always just resonated with me, and I, you know, just felt like we can do whatever we put our minds to.
What everyone said? I smell victory, said the coonhound. Man, we'll see about that, said the collie as she walked by. Look at me, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm loyal. And Cocky started thinking to himself, man, they all got great traits, man. I don't even know how I can compare to them. I'm just a chicken. Cocky tiptoed to the pond where he saw the elephant and the alligator resting. He eased over to the water's edge, making sure not to scare anyone. Wake up, today is the big day. Are y'all ready?
It's amazing. It's you know, it's just making a connection with students. I'm really fortunate because I've taught students for a long time, and it's really one of the most rewarding things as a teacher is you get to see sort of that aha moment.
What I liked about the program this morning was they taught children at Windsor Elementary to learn how to read more, like keep our heads up, and that you can always read when you want to read, and you can do anything you want to do. It was interesting, and they taught us more facts in life that we will learn for the rest of our lives.
Everybody might be a little bit better reader than somebody. Somebody might be a little bit better writer than somebody. Some of y'all can talk really, really good. The whole point is one skill feeds the other. And this skill of reading is the ultimate skill to get you really, really pumped.
I think it'll help other students want to read more because some students think that they can't read and they're bad at reading. Just like the chicken. He felt like he can't win the contest just because he didn't believe in himself. But he had actually won because his friends and family believed in him, so he believed in himself too.
It's very important, especially for the older kids, because that's when reading gets hard for them. And it loses its fun and adventure. So I feel that the two gentlemen, they motivated them, made reading seem fun. I also feel that they gave them life skills that it's not all about being an athlete, to have the life that they want to have.
You got a whole bunch of skills, specifically the ability to read well, write well, and speak well. And you can go out into the world and not be boring. Repeat this after me. If you're boring, you broke.
But we want to be able to use our vocabulary to spice up our language a little bit. We use our words to make things sound appealing to other people's ears, so they want to be able to listen to the things that we have to say.
Teachers love it. They love to see different examples of folks who are authors and different things, and I know for sure the kids don't get enough examples of well-read men and different spectrums of folks who think reading is cool. So our kind of motto is that it's not like the schools don't do a phenomenal job of imparting a lot of these wisdoms. We try to come in and serve as the muscle behind the message and give a tangible example to the kids to say, oh, he kind of looks like me, or he wears the same shoes as I do, and he likes to read well, or he likes to write. And that's one of the big things we want to kind of hammer home, and that shows the teachers that they can say, I kind of told you, so I know what I'm talking about.
What's wrong, cocky ass, all his brothers in the coop? Why don't you get ready for the contest, bruh? Today is the big day. Man, what's the point, man? I'm just a chicken.
We really strive to show our kids themselves in books, and then also seeing themselves through the people who are the authors of the books. And I think that's so important for our kids to see, is that I'm not limited by any circumstance that I come from. I always have my 3 skills, my reading, my writing, and my speaking. If I really work hard at those things, then the sky's the limit.
1, 2, 3. One, two, three.
They can be more than just anything. They're only limited by what they can kind of put on themselves, and our whole deal is that there are no limits. And they understand this when it comes to sports. They don't worry about size, they don't worry about geography, but we want them to take the same kind of lesson away from them when it comes to reading, writing, and speaking, or being a creator, or doing whatever it is they want to do in life. Doesn't matter where you're from or where you're at right now. This is a great day to start working on these things and getting better, and from there it kind of opens up the possibilities that I can do this or I can do that. Being inquisitive, those are the things I know for me, that we really want to hammer home with the kids.
If they read well and they write well and they speak well, that they can increase their options of what they can do in their life. And once they get a grip of that, then the possibilities are almost endless.
Hopefully, soon this pandemic will subside. When it does, everyone will be more than ready to get out and enjoy the myriad treats our beautiful state has to offer, like a quick getaway to one of our captivating parks in the upstate. Set in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, these gems give us a much-needed dose of peace and tranquility in these trying times.
One of the most popular places for people to go here at the Table Rock is to reach the summit, and that's always, it's a goal for people to get out and say that they've been up to the top. The Table Rock Mountain has a granite top, so you got views that all throughout Pickens and Greenville County that you can kind of get a great overview of the surrounding area. And it's just a place that people enjoy to say that they've summited, that they've gone and done it, and then brag to their family and friends and say, hey, this is something that I did, and challenge them to do the same thing. The dam here on Pinnacle Lake here at Table Rock is a special place. It was built by the CCC in the 1930s. That's the Civilian Conservation Corps. It's unique. They used materials, stone, that was sourced locally throughout the area, and it was built in a way to blend into the scenery here. In the 30s, the CCC, they built places to blend into the
the environment, to enhance the park and not detract from it. And I think, part of that construction was they termed the phrase parkitecture, because it was, the architecture was something that was built into the park. It was supposed to enhance it, and this is, I think, is one of the best examples that we have here at the park is the Gaines Lodge, where it was built as a meeting place for people to come and enjoy, and we host the Music on the Mountain here. One of the things I like to tell people is that, Table Rock is a great place for you to make connections, make connections to nature, make connections to the people that you love, and have an experience with them that you can take away from this.
Coney State Park is nestled in the upstate of South Carolina, roughly about 14 miles from the state of North Carolina state line in the mountains of South Carolina. It has 1,165 acres. It has 19 cabins. It has multiple day use facilities to include 4 shelters. It has a 139 site campground. It also has a natural swimming area, and our 20-acre lake stands behind me here at the park. We do also have a 12-acre lake fishing pond, which is located right on the edge of our campground. The lake offers fishing from bass and brim, also to rainbow trout, brown trout, which is stocked yearly by the local fisheries. We also have the camping, which most people enjoy, and a good campfire along with s'mores at night and good stories. And then we also, with our 19 cabins, the folks just kind of enjoy family time. The bathhouse is one of the most iconic buildings here at Oconee State Park. It's the original building at Oconee. Again, Oconee was established in 1935. It was built by the Civilian Conservation Corps. Each stone laid by hand, each timber cut by hand, and still stands here today. It sits right on the edge of our lake. It's also the housing for the spillway that feeds from our main lake. But then also we provide our movies at night. When we do movies at night here at the park, we'll actually do it right beside here at the bathhouse and the lake. It's very much a traditional park, which is where we have the slogan of Experience the Tradition of Oconee, because families have been coming here for years. They've been coming with their grandparents and their parents, and now they are parents, and they've been coming here for decades and together as families.
Devil's Fork State Park was established in 1991. It's one of our newer state parks here in South Carolina. It is the only access to Lake Jocassee for the general public. Here at Devil's Fork State Park, we have 20 mountain villas. There are 15 2-bedrooms and 5 3-bedroom available for reservations all year round. They come supplied with all your basic cooking supplies that you may need, and your basic linens and things like that. There's also a wood-burning fireplace in most of them. Some of them where we're actually upgrading to our gas fireplace. Our villas are available year-round and up to 13 months in advance currently. Every weekend we are pretty much well booked, so if you really want to get that perfect view of Lake Jocassee, we go ahead and suggest you make that reservation 13 months in advance. There is some development around Lake Jocassee, so you do have some private homes over here. There'll be some private homes towards the Bag Creek project, but really once you get out and into the rivers of Jocassee, it's just pristine wilderness. No development. You feel by yourself. And even though the park may be at capacity, the lake is not at capacity. It's about 3/4 of a mile to get from the remote ramps to this overnight boat-in sites. Along this bed, there are sites. This road bed, there are sites, and there's 13 currently. We'll actually expand that to 25 sites. They're very rustic, and for those who are looking for that premium experience of being by themselves and away from the hustle and bustle of the city life, this is one way of really doing it.
For more stories about our state and more details on the stories you've just seen, please visit our website at palmettoscene.org. Of course, don't forget to follow us on social media, whether Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, at SCETV, #PalmettoScene. We leave you now with tonight's Palmetto postcard from our online digital series, Our Town. For Palmetto Scene, I'm Beryl Akers. Good night, stay strong, and thanks for watching.
Edgefield is like family. We're a little small in numbers, but we have the largest welcome mat. We have great things to do. We have a lot of outdoor activities. You can fish, you can bike, you can walk. In town, you have a very laid-back lifestyle, slow pace, and then we also have great specialty shops, great little locally owned restaurants. So we have great things going on in Edgefield. We're full of history, hospitality, and fun things to do.
Moonshining and spirits, I think it blends right in with Edgefield. Whether people want to admit it or not, it's kind of part of our texture. The history of Edgefield has been somewhat colorful, I'll say. We've got our share of characters, and Edgefield was also at one time known as kind of a rough and tumble place.
We had people coming here as early as the 1750s and 60s, settling here, coming down the Great Wagon Road. It has such a diverse and rich history. And not only that, but it's so celebrated. This is Edgefield, this is our town.
This is Edgefield, South Carolina. It's our town.
Come see our town.